Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Fitment Industries. We're at the Accuair booth, SEMA 2018, and I am with none other than
Reno here. So I'm one of the co-founders of Accuair. My brother Dustin and I started it in 2001, and we're here excited about SEMA.
Yeah, so we decided that we're going to ask Accuair 10 questions. We gave them a little bit of prep so that they don't feel on the spot too bad. We're going to go with Reno first, then we're going to pull Dustin in here and see if he can answer the same questions. We'll figure out if you guys are on the same path or not.
Are we going to see how close he answers to me?
It's kind of like a quizzing game is pretty much what we're going to do. And I got my cheat sheet with me here just because he's scary and tall. So I'm just going to make sure that we're doing the questions right. So tell me a little bit.
What is on your tiptoes?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. So tell me what is Accuair up to these days? Like what's the thing?
Well, the latest and greatest is the Endo CVT.
Okay.
Our compressor valve tank. It's everything for your air management system in one unit. And that connects to the E-level system and gives you control over your air suspension. So no matter what air springs or struts or vehicle you have, it's a universal package that works perfect for your vehicle.
And have people been liking that system? Have they been confused?
No,
Do they enjoy it?
I think the overall response is it on?
Sure.
Because it's just so quiet.
Yeah.
Right? So that is a big benefit. Mm-hmm. Air suspension's always been kind of plagued by this idea of air compressors being really loud.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just a nuisance. And so definitely positive response on that.
That's cool.
And then the fact that it's all in one and just easy to mount and install takes a lot of guesswork out of the installation.
There's a lot of fancy stuff in it, but it's not difficult to use. There's just a lot of tech behind it.
So of course, inside, even the E-level system, it's very simple on the outside, but inside there's a ton of technology there.
Yeah.
And so same with CVT. There's a lot of components, a lot of technology, but that's on our side to develop, and then of course, really when we deliver that product, we test it, we know that it's perfect.
Yep.
So we're taking all the guesswork out of the end user or the installer's hands.
That's awesome.
Which is, it's great for us, it's great for the installer, end user, all of it's really the right way to do it. Less tech support on our side is great.
Yeah,
so.
it's good for us. So besides that, what do you own? What's your personal car? What are the modifications? Tell us about what do you drive?
Daily, I drive an Audi S7, and I'm in love with it. It's a 2013. We actually brought it to SEMA in 2014 as our booth car. Okay. And so since then, it's taken some evolution. It's got an APR tune. Okay. It's got the stage 2, so we did the RS7 turbos. Sure. BBI built an exhaust system for it, a one-off 3-inch mandrel bent stainless steel, amazing. The car sounds incredible. I love driving it. We just got a new cold air intake system for it from AWE. And I get to put that on when I get home, so I'm excited about that.
That's cool.
Car's a blast,
That's cool.
And of course it has our coolest stuff on it, and so it's a test vehicle. Yep. It's one of those cars that I can put anybody in the passenger seat, take them for a ride, and just blow their mind.
That's super cool. The S7 is probably my favorite car out of the Audi lineup, just because it's so big and it's just it's got the trunk that goes to the sky. Love it.
It's a very sexy car, is what I call it. Just the lines on the car are amazing.
It's cool.
Audi did a great job.
So we know the history, we know you guys are enthusiasts. It sounds a little bit sales pitchy, but you gotta establish it. So we know that you guys started off with, trying to get involved, being enthusiasts. And Accuair has grown into this company that is known for the quality and the prestige, I guess is what I would say. But what do you think is one thing most people out there probably don't know about Accuair?
Probably that we are, so you said it, we're enthusiasts at heart. I think that's the biggest thing that people don't know. That we're like a family. Yeah. I would say that's the biggest thing is the culture at Accuair is we're all on the same team. We work our butts off together, and that creates a camaraderie and really a feeling of accomplishment when we do things for everybody on the team. And it's not just people feel like they're a cog in the wheel. You know what I mean? They feel like part of.
They feel valued or something like that. What's your favorite car to see on air?
Dude, that is so hard. So SEMA's a great example, right? This year we have this really cool 60 Cadillac in the booth. So you got a great street rod, old school.
It looks good, obviously.
You walk out front in our car crowd and we got a Bentley laying on the ground. I'll take either one. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to define. For me, my favorite, but definitely I can tell you this. When I see really cool cars, no matter what kind of car it is, and it's equipped with our products, it feels good. Yeah. It's just all right, that's
kind of like seeing somebody wear your t-shirt or something like that. It's that brand thing. It feels good. Yeah. It feels good. So what's the biggest goal for Accuair 2019?
Biggest goal is to really get the CVT out there and get it in people's hands, which we've got a lot of them shipped now. The feedback is great from the market, but I think seeing that really flourish and obviously we have a ton of tech that we're working on at home, and so that's kind of my personal focus is running our engineering team and really developing the future of air suspension.
Sure. So then I know that with Accuair, it really is specifically set towards management solutions. So it's set towards your CVT, it's set towards the Accuair, the E-level. So obviously, to make a full kit, you need the struts, you need the front and the rear. What's Accuair doing about that? Do they plan on getting involved in something for kits or like anything like that to make it a little bit?
So a little inside info. I mean, we've spent a lot of time developing and investing in that side. And what I'll say is that just like the rest of our products, we wouldn't come with something if it wasn't significantly better than what's out there. And so that development, that engineering takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And we're not going to release it until it's perfect. So what I can say is there's stuff coming, but be patient.
So besides the really like stressful, like business related questions, Wisconsin is known for its beer. What's your favorite kind of beer?
So in California, we have quite a few microbrews now. It's a big deal. So we actually get exposure to some really good like local IPAs. So you know, on a Friday night, maybe that's what
local IPAs, man. Those are always dangerous because sometimes it's just like
they're a little strong, 11% alcohol.
I mean, like, they're a firm drink. It's like having like a cold brew and you're just not ready for it. So you work with your brother. I have an older brother. And we want to almost just throw each other off a bridge every once in a while when we talk. You guys have been in business for a long time together now. How often does it happen where you just look at each other and you're just like, you're lucky you're my brother. You're lucky.
Daily? I don't know, hourly? No, but that's the good thing about being brothers, right? Because you can have it out and then squash it.
And has it been, I mean, does that work well for you guys? I mean, you guys have the same vision for the company?
So that's the thing. We have the same overall vision always. The path to getting there is the part where we have two different approaches a lot of the time. So there's friction, but honestly, that's the best thing about a partnership is that balance. Like, and you think about it even in your personal relationship with your significant other, right? You're gonna have friction, but that creates a balance and good decisions in the end.
That's very cool. So is there anything, last question, is there anything you'd want to tell our community of young kids putting air suspension in their car?
Well, do your homework first before you invest in a product. I think that's a really important thing. You're spending a good amount of money, you're modifying your car. Make sure that you're actually choosing the right products and the right company to work with. Think about more than just like the list of maybe features that somebody tells you their product has, and think about the company that you're buying it from. You know what I mean? The support, the ongoing, how long has this company been around? How do they treat their customers? And I think doing that homework first saves you a lot in the end. And then also, you know, don't just try to buy the cheapest product because that kind of gets you what you pay for.
Yeah, that's true. So that's Reno with 10 questions from Accuair. We're going to pull Dustin in here, see if he asks us the same questions the same way. Thank you, Reno. Thank you. You're up, sir. He's so tall though, so I don't know if he's going in for it. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like he's up here, so I was like,
he did a normal.
You like you see like the Arnold Schwarzenegger where they come in and they grab that. So now I am here where I don't have to be on my tippy toes next to the person. I'm with the other co-founder. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Dustin.
I'm Dustin Heon. I'm Reno's brother, and we started the company together about 18 years ago.
That's crazy. That's been a long time.
Yeah, we were pretty young when we started. I was 15 at the time, and Reno was 22, and we were just some kids building a car, and got in way over our heads.
That's usually how it goes though, right? Like a lot of times people find products or they find something that they love to do and they never actually plan to like make it into something, and then other people want it, and then you're like, oh, I guess I could do something with this.
You know, I think there's a lot of stories of innovation coming from necessity, and air suspension might not be considered up there with the light bulb, but for us, building a custom truck back in the early 2000s, that was our light bulb. Like that was about the most important thing we had going on at the time.
That's cool. So I talked to Reno a little bit about like what Accuair is up to these days. What has Accuair, I would say, like what have they accomplished in 2018? What's the biggest thing that you guys got knocked out of the park?
Man, you know, we've really gotten the production of the Endo CVT up and running. We've grown our team a bunch. We've really increased our production capacity and made a big effort to be able to reduce our lead times and to be able to just ship product and all the different options and doing all that while maintaining such a high level of quality. It's taken a lot of work.
That's cool. And you guys checked like every part of a piece that goes out, right?
Yeah.
That's very meticulous. It sounds incredibly boring, by the way. It sounds terrible.
We have some awesome guys on our team that love that attention to detail, and I think it's unique in the aftermarket, but we inspect and test every single component, from when the raw parts come in the door, as we're assembling them at different stages before it goes out.
Sure.
We have checklists and specific quality control that takes place at every stage of the way.
That's cool. So then, what is your current car modifications? Do you have something fun?
Yeah, so my daily driver is an E39 M5 that's on air. Love that car. That's different. Yeah, it's I think it's a driver's car, something that they say they've never been as fun to drive since that generation. Yeah. And then my project car is an Audi wagon, Air 4 actually. We had here about 5 years ago at the SEMA show. It's a wide-bodied A4, big stereo, custom interior, Accuair.
The whole thing happened.
Yeah, that's a long-term project. That's kind of a sore subject. It's had a lot of growing pains, but it's there in the corner waiting for its day.
Project car's never done, man. Yeah, right. Project car's never done. So, Accuair has a lot of history. There's a lot of stuff out there about you guys if you start looking around. But what's one thing in your eyes that most people don't know about either you two or about the company?
I think most people probably don't realize that, Reno and I, as car enthusiasts, we are the same as our customers. Yeah. We started the company because we wanted a product for our own builds that was going to be the best thing out there that we didn't find. And I think, our involvement in designing products and the way we manufacture and every aspect of it, we're doing it as car enthusiasts and from that mindset. We don't have some big corporate ownership that tells us what things should be done or what products we should bring to the market. We're doing it because it's what we want to put on our cars. Yeah. And I think that as we've grown, that's something that people might not realize is still the heart of how we make our decisions.
That's cool. That's cool. So what's your favorite car to see on air?
Oh, man.
No, it's a tough question, right?
Well, here at the SEMA show, there's so many beautiful cars on Accuair and just in general. I think I'm most excited these days to see really cool and rare cars starting to show up on air. Vintage Ferraris or really collectible cars where people are feeling comfortable pushing boundaries and putting air on it, which 10 years ago that would have been unacceptable. But I think air suspension and the products that we have out are earning that respect and creating a situation where it's actually a valid upgrade and it's not a compromise to put that on a car.
I mean, it used to be, which is a tough question, right? So air suspension is becoming way more common, I would say. It's becoming more of a hot suspension part. So back in 2005, 2001, lowering springs were the thing, right? And then coilovers came about, and coilovers just took over the market essentially. And lowering springs are still a thing, obviously, but they're not as prominent as they were before. Do you think air suspension components? Do you think that's going to be the next thing for coilovers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think what we're doing and what the market in general is doing to increase the performance and the quality and what you get out of an air suspension system, it makes it absolutely a contender for coilovers. And I think what's really important is that people have always perceived coilovers as the performance solution and air suspension as a custom thing and with a ton of compromise. And the way we look at it, and you can come drive in any of the cars that we have at headquarters, and it's not a compromise. It's the best of all worlds. And I think getting to have a car that's low when you want it, a car that clears and doesn't scrape, you're not destroying fenders and front lips, and then still will go handle the turns or a track day as well as the best coilover system. And I think that's a surprise to people, but more and more people are learning and realizing that that's the case. Yeah.
So we're at SEMA. It's very exciting. There's lots of people, a lot of people. And there's a lot of things to do. And you guys are busy the whole week, the week before, the week of, usually a couple days after. So there's a lot of things to enjoy about SEMA.
Sure.
But there are a couple things that aren't so enjoyable. What would you say is one of the things when SEMA comes around that you just kind of look at yourself and you're just
Yeah, so probably what people don't also know about us is that we do all of our own booth design. We build all of our booth ahead of time, build all of our displays. So we have a team of about 8 people that spends a few months before SEMA building out, everything. We design our whole booth in SolidWorks. It's all done in-house, and we think we get a little bit better results by doing it ourselves. But it does consume a ton of time. So then we actually come out about a week before to start setting up. So by the time the show starts, I'm done. I'm out of energy. But the cool part is we get to see a ton of cool customers and builders and friends of ours, partners that we only get to see once a year.
Yeah.
So energy level comes right back up, drink a lot of coffee, and we have some fun.
I saw the cold press in the back, which is like the best thing ever, by the way. I just say that.
Yeah.
No, we're not paid to say it, but they got some really good coffee back there.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
We bring a cold brew kegerator for us to
So air suspension is very, I think to a lot of people, it is sophisticated in terms of like technology, right? There's a lot of things that go on, the management system, you talk about the CVT, you look at it, I mean, there's things happening. So, but it's not overly complex. But what makes Accuair or air suspension in your eyes unique to something like coilovers or something that came in the past, or people arguing that coilovers are just still the way to go?
You know, air suspension definitely in earlier years was complex. You had to have a lot of know-how and a lot of systems to integrate, how to get everything connected, to avoid leaks and everything. Really where we brought it today with the CVT, everything's pre-assembled, everything's factory built and tested. So you're basically installing one component. With that simplicity and the reliability, I think that really changes things. And when compared to coilovers, you get the performance and that handling that you want, but you also get that adjustability. So you get a lower low when you're parked, and you get to clear and get over obstacles.
Yeah, it's terrible. We've had that before on our own cars. We don't want to talk about it. We made a terrible mistake with our BMW one time, and we're not going to do it again. So Wisconsin, asked Reno the same question. You know, Wisconsin's about like 3 things: football, cheese, and beer.
Yeah.
Favorite beer to drink?
I think most of us are IPA guys. We've got a local brewery about a block away from headquarters, so it's quite a few end of a week or end of a month where we take the crew over and load up on some beers.
It's good. It's good to have that. There's some days where it's just a little stressful around the workplace.
Sure.
So you work with your brother.
Yeah.
And we're not going to pretend that he's literally right there, because like you guys have to work after the meeting. But
are we going to film the wrestling?
Yeah,
like,
no.
Are we going to go at it?
We'll just keep that. But what is, it's got to be a unique situation.
Yeah.
How does that work out for you guys? Do you guys want to kill each other often? Do you guys have good communication?
We've each thrown each other off a bridge at least 2 or 3 times. No, there's definitely tension being brothers. Yeah. I think anytime you're in business with somebody, there's disagreement occasionally. I think the best part is that we can have a disagreement or see things from a different perspective, and within the hour be on the same page, knowing that we both have the same goal and that we're always on the same team.
Yeah, so that's cool.
We balance each other really well. We both stay involved in what the other one is doing just enough to give balance and offer input, something the other one might not be seeing. But overall, we make a really strong team.
That's awesome. Any last things you'd want to tell the old community? Anything that you think they would want to know about you guys?
Man, just come check out our products, and if you're ever on the Central Coast of California, come through and see what we're all about. It's just a bunch of car guys drinking cold brew coffee and some beer at the end of the day, and we're just car enthusiasts.
That's cool.
We're heading up and down the coast, having fun in our cars, and trying to create products that are what we want to have.
So we'll actually probably end up going down to the Accuair headquarters. So you guys just drop a comment on what you want to see from us, what kind of content you'd like us to make. I've bugged them for way too long now. I'm going to let them go back to work. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. If you're looking at Accuair products, we're just giving you the plug. FitmentIndustries.com, you can check it all out. Otherwise, you can check out Wheelstar Suspension, all that stuff. We'll give the plug. It's whatever. It's fine. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and we will see you later. Peace. You just walk backwards. You just walk out like that. There you go.